Hi folks, this video is all about slide 2, your graphs. That's the assignment for today, for Wednesday. I'm going to talk about slide 2, how to make a graph and how to interpret the graph, and the all-important getting your graph to slide 2. So here we go. I collected my data and I've got my data table right here where I calculated my averages, velocity, and my acceleration for each level of force, 1 washer, 2 washer, and 3 washers. I have another video where I talk about how to do these calculations, but you can note that average is the sum of all 3 trials divided by 3. It's 3 because there were 3 trials. More trials, the same number of trials on the denominator. Velocity is equal to distance divided by time. So I took my distance, which in this case was 30 centimeters, or 0.3 meters, and divided it by the average time. Acceleration is velocity divided by time. So after I calculated velocity, I divided it by the time to get my acceleration. So now I can make a force versus velocity graph and a force versus acceleration graph. Remember, set up your axes, label your axes, use the units, and then decide on your tick marks. For force, it's pretty straightforward. 1 washer, 2 washers, 3 washers. For velocity, I had to look at the range of my data. My smallest number is 0.71. My biggest number is 1.03. So I need a range that includes 0.71 and 1.03. So I started at 0.5, went all the way up to 1.0. And you can see each point fits on my graph. Each point gives you 2 pieces of information. The left-right part tells me how much force was applied. The up-down part tells me the velocity. I can see right here what's happening to the velocity. I can interpret my graph and say, as force, that's my independent variable, increases, independent variable, the velocity, that's my dependent variable, also increases quite a bit. Each point is going faster and faster. And so over here on slide 2, I would put force, I would leave increase, delete decrease, and I would write velocity and delete decrease. But then I'm going to do it again because my question is about acceleration. So now I can make a force acceleration graph. Y-axis, x-axis, 1, 2, 3 washers. That's my force. And I'm also going to need to set up my y-axis. So I look at my range. I can see that my acceleration has a range from 1.69, which is almost 1.7, all the way up to 3.55. So here I have to skip count by 0.2s, 1.6, 1.8, 2.0, all the way up to 3.6. And that's going to include my whole range. I plot each point. I line up 1 washer with 1 washer, and 1.69 goes right above that 1 washer line right here between 1.6 and 1.8. My 2 washer line goes all the way up to 2.44, and that's right around the 2.4 mark. My 3 washer line goes all the way up to 3.55. Your graph will look different than mine because your values will be different than mine. But the overall shape of it, this very steep upward travel, will probably show up. And so I can say, look, this is accelerating more and more too. And again, I can interpret it and say, as force increases, because I am increasing my force every time. More washers, more force. The acceleration also increases. And I can see this is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And this right here, this interpretation really answers the question. So now I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to insert the picture into Google Slides. You can go to the Insert menu. And then Photo. If you're using a tablet, you can take the photograph right there. If you're using a phone, you can take the photo right there. If you're on a laptop, you take the picture ahead of time, save it in a place that you can remember, and then upload your photo. And you can insert the photo right there. If you're on a laptop, you can even drag and drop the photo of your graph right here. I suggest that this one be velocity versus force, and this one be acceleration versus force. And if you're only going to do one graph, do acceleration versus force. That's the one you really, really need. So I hope this was helpful, and good luck.